What's up, barbecue fans? My name is Jake, and today we are making a legit, homemade from scratch, Neapolitan style pizza. The Big Joe is just a tick below 900. Let's get into it. So for those of you who are into pizza porn on YouTube, like I am, you probably know Vito. Vito Icapelli has a ton of videos on pizza. The guy is the most passionate guy about pizza I've ever seen. He's been doing it since he was a kid, won all kinds of awards, and he's got all kinds of videos. He also has a pizza class, which I purchased last year, and I've made his recipe, I don't know, 10, 11, 12 times. Since then, I always make 10 doughs at a time so I can put some in the freezer, but it always turns out phenomenal. Takes a little bit of time, but it is well worth the result. And for those of you wondering, we're not going to use the dojo because we're going to treat this just like a wood-fired oven, and we're going up close to 900 degrees, which is too hot for the dojo. But I think the pizza will turn out just fine. I haven't tried it yet. It's the first time. We're going to do this together. Before we can do that, we got to get our Joe started up. So let's talk dough, because that's the star of the show here. As you can see, I've got 5 dough balls, looking pretty good if I do say so myself. Comes with practice. You're not going to knock it out of the park the first time, but after a little while, you'll get used to it. So for this, I made a poulish, which we did yesterday. Poulish is like a pre-ferment, right? The goal there is that you get a lot of extra flavor into your dough, and Vito says it's his secret to getting the perfect Neapolitan style pizza where you get that soft inside but the crunchy on the outside, and it turns out some phenomenal pizza. So what we did here for this particular recipe is I got 500 grams of water, just room temperature water. Then what I did is I put in 5 grams of honey. I stirred that in and dissolved it. Then we went with half a teaspoon of active dry yeast, and then I added in 500 grams of flour. And then we took this tool, it's called a Danish dough hook. If you're into making pizzas or breads at all, you gotta get yourself one of these. They work extremely well. They clean up easily, but they mix very, very well. So we mixed it up real quick. And then what you do is you put it on the counter for an hour, just let it sit there. And then after an hour, you throw it in the fridge for 16 to 24 hours. So this morning when I got up, we took our poulish out, let it come up to room temperature. It was out for about an hour and 15 minutes or so. Then I got out my spiral mixer and I started to put this together. So for this particular recipe, I'm making 10 doughs. So I'm using 100 grams of water per dough ball and 150 grams of flour, just to give you an idea. So you can scale it up pretty easily. But we already had 500. So what I did is I put in 1,000 grams of flour into the bowl. Then I dumped in my poulish. Then we started to mix that a little bit just to get it all mixed up together on low, and then I started to add my water. So I added half my water, in this case it was another 500 grams of water. Let that absorb in, and then we speeded it up, and I just kept adding a little bit. It's gonna get wet and start to fall apart, and then it comes back together. Then you add some more water. So you go through this process. It takes about 15 minutes in the spiral mixer. You can do it by hand. It'll take you 15 minutes by hand, okay? To get a really good dough, you really wanna spend your time. You could do it with a traditional dough hook as well, if that's what you have. Before I was done all my water, I put in 30 grams of salt, and then I slowly add the rest of the water, and then I let it go for a little bit, and it was done. Once it was done, I took it out, I put a little bit of olive oil on my counter, we dumped our dough out, I made a ball out of it, put some olive oil on top, and then I put some saran wrap, and we just let it sit for 30 minutes. After 30 minutes, I reshaped the ball one more time, and then I covered it back up, and we let it sit for 1 hour. After 1 hour, I could have went a little longer, but I had to run out. But the dough was in pretty good shape. So after an hour, I divided it up into about 260 gram dough balls. And then I had one at the end where it was not big enough to make 2 of them. So it ended up being like 420. So I made one big one, and I'll use that for something else. But made all our dough balls, put them all together, and then they've been on the counter for 2.5 hours. So that's where you end up with that at that point, right? Let's make our dough. So this is just some semolina flour. We're going to use this along the edge here so I can just get this free. And the secret is be quick, okay? What we got here. Now you got to remember which is top and bottom, right? So I just put the top down first. Put a little bit of this on the wooden board here. So, big thing here is you want to work from the center and push the air out into your crust, okay? Work pretty hard on that, so don't ruin it on this step with the same top up, okay? And then what you can do is you can just stretch it, right? Pull, hold, pull. Okay, now I'm seeing one thing right here, right away, right? This big bubble here, pop it, all right? This one back here, they will just burn. Very important. There we got our pizza here, okay? You can see I was a little bit rough on that one edge. But what we'll do here is we will put some sauce here. And sauce, super simple, okay? I made this yesterday. All you do is take a can of fresh sauce, or fresh tomatoes, peeled tomatoes, and put them in a blender. Add some fresh basil, a little bit of olive oil, 3/4 tablespoon of salt. Same with some pepper. I like some fresh cracked pepper, so I use my pepper cannon. And blitz on high 2 or 3 times. Now this is a little bit of a chunkier sauce. If you want it not as chunky, you can just blitz an extra time. So now what we'll do is we will put some fresh, well, you know what? I'm gonna put a little bit of this on here. Some little bit of Parmesan. And don't worry about the size of your pizza right now. We're gonna stretch it again. But now we've got some fresh mozzarella. Now the big thing here is you don't want to put too much cheese on here because there's moisture in here and it ruins your pizza, and you don't want to do too much sauce. So it's a fine balance. I like cheese and I'm a little saucy, so I like it extra sauce. So it's difficult for me to step back, but very important for this. Then we'll put some basil on here, make it pretty. And we'll take a little bit of olive oil, just a little on there, a little on the leaves so they don't burn. Speed is your friend when it comes to a pizza peel. Just a little bit of flour in the front of it, right? Hold onto your dough, boom, okay? Faster, the better. And then what you can do is you can grab your dough here and stretch it out a little bit if you want a little bit bigger pie. And if you ruined your cheese, just move it back like so. I ruined my leaves here, so I'm gonna fix them. And I'm gonna add a couple more pieces of cheese here because now that it's opened up a little bit, I can get away with that. Let's put it in. All right, so real quick here, a word of caution. This is hot, right? We're running 850, there's a raging fire there. Do not open this up real quick and get a bunch of air in there because it will come up in your face, right? So you want to burp it. Let it go a little bit. Give it some time to breathe, and boom. All right. Same thing here. Quick is the key. Close it up. There we go. And now it should be done in probably under 2 minutes. Let me just set my timer here. So it's been a minute and a half. Let's have a look. Looking pretty good, pretty good. You might notice something different. I'll tell you about that in a few minutes. We've got about 45 seconds left. 2.5 minutes, let's pull it off. Whew, it's hot. So you might notice something different here. The shape of the pizza kind of changed. I didn't put quite enough cheese on this one. Let me tell you what happened. So I forgot a critical piece in the first one. Look at my bottom. Black, burnt. I forgot to use a piece of cold paper towel to wipe it down. Now, one of the things that happens with the Big Joe is that you have all the heat coming from the bottom. Now, I've air gapped my pizza stones to try and give it a little bit of extra protection. I probably want to increase that if I'm going to go up to that 850 mark. So the next one was actually pretty good. Much better bottom, but it didn't quite cook long enough. It's got some crunch to it, but it's more soft than crunchy, right? And then this guy, I think, oh yeah, definitely got the crunch we're looking for. Now it's really, really hard to get a pizza like something that comes out of a wood fire oven. Before I go too much further, I should check the bottom, right? Not too bad. A little dark, but overall I think it's gonna be just fine. We'll see how it tastes in a second. I'm gonna let it cool down for a little bit. We'll try it and then I'll share some final thoughts. All right, so let's give these guys a try. The second one I did is actually really not too bad. I was just trying to be a perfectionist. It just was a little soft on the top. We'll try this one. It's a good pizza. You can see structure in there is really, really nice. You get a really nice crust this way. You know, for not being a wood-fired oven, this is pretty damn good. I mean, you don't get that top-down fire to really crisp up the crust, but it's pretty darn close. I mean, it doesn't have the flavor of a wood-fired oven, but if you are a pizza freak like me, this is gonna make your mouth happy. All you gotta do is you gotta spend a little bit of time to learn how to make that dough. The rest is easy. Temperature-wise, 900 is too hot for that. I think maybe if I put a brick between them and I really gave them a gap, I might be able to get there, but I think if you went around 800, you'd be pretty good. I think I gotta try it in the dojo at 700 and see what happens there. You'll get a lot more air over there, so we'll do that video soon. But overall, I mean, I am super, super happy. Don't forget to wipe down your stone. That is super critical. Don't forget to subscribe while you're down there, of course. Also, we just passed 24,000 subscribers, which means 25K giveaway is around the corner. Head to my website, RamenCook.com. Click the 25K link. Look at all the partners that are helping support us. You guys saw Grill Blazer starting up my Big Joe today. You're gonna win a grill gun. They're a partner. There's lots of other partners. Kamado Joe's a partner as well. Sign up for my newsletter, get signed up for that, and we'll be doing that drawing soon. Thanks as always for watching. If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe. I'll see you.